benefits that they didn't claim originally. According to the IRS, 9 million Americans potentially have unclaimed money, and Sieber says with the 2021 tax year offering more benefits like increased child tax credits, you could have more money waiting for you.
You can still get those benefits. So if you have any reason to suspect that you didn't get all your credits or all your stimulus monies, go see a tax pro.
So we can verify no, just because the IRS is ending their free file program for 2021 doesn't mean you can't still get unclaimed benefits from that year.
Sieber says you can amend your return on your own.
So some people may not qualify for any more monthly benefits. After changes have been made, the lawmakers say that millions of people on SNAP will continue to receive extra relief cash throughout the year. The benefit amount may decrease again this year, but so far, President Biden is still working on a fourth stimulus package. So there has been some breaking news on SNAP benefits. The recipients will receive another sizable payment in December. It includes a 12.5% cost of living approved for the fiscal year of next year. The 2022 COLA already kicked in October 1st. It will run again through September, which will help SNAP recipients offset rising food costs. But experts are warning about how the COLA may cut monthly SNAP benefits for people. There were significant changes that made the SNAP benefits this year. In September, the governor already announced an expansion to the state SNAP program. And according to the Department of Human Services, the change meant an additional 420,000 Pennsylvanians are eligible for food stamps. Pennsylvania increased the income threshold for applicants to 200% of the federal poverty income guidelines. But due to the cost of living adjustment, some Louisiana households may see a decrease in SNAP and other benefits, according to the Louisiana Department of Children and Services. This has so far affected millions of people under the Family Independence Temporary Assistance Program and SNAP program as well. State officials have said that these benefits will decrease in January. The cost of living is already increasing every single day. But now, once again, food inflation is outpacing overall inflation. What this means, though, is that SNAP recipients in the state of New York will once again receive more than $100 in their monthly benefits. SNAP has been crucial for many people in New York, and households that are currently at or near the maximum benefit level, which is about $1,000 for a household of 4, will receive SSI payments of at least $100. Benefits will post between December 12th and December 31st. An estimated $234 million in federal funding will be infused into New York's economy as a result of additional benefits. Since January, the program has contributed more than $2 billion into the state's economy, playing a critical role in the state's economic recovery in the wake of the crisis. According to a recent federal survey, SNAP generates up to $1.54 in economic activity for every dollar invested in the program. So, as food prices affected the number of factors, including extreme weather and supply chain complications, it makes it more difficult for the U.S. government to use tactics like raising the rates to moderate food prices. A number of party and refrigerator staples continued to get more expensive last month. The latest data even shows this. Eggs were staggering 49% more expensive through November, and butter prices also increased by 27%. Overall, grocery and menu prices in November and December continue to go up half a percentage point every single month. So we're only left with one option now. It's for President Biden to do something about this and sending out stimulus payments. Because there is exciting news, the lawmakers have already unveiled a new bill. The bill will fund new programs. They aim to provide more relief to the low income across the country. Support for recurring stimulus is continuing to grow, and as we are seeing more relief being approved around for Americans, Idaho state lawmakers recently approved a program that sent $300 to individuals and $600 to joint filers in order to spend down the state's record budget surplus. Elevate Idaho Families Coalition is now considering proposing a tax rebate program in the upcoming legislative session. People have until the end of the year to claim the tax rebate. Over the past few years, families were also supported by federal programs like stimulus and the expanded child tax credit, which reduced child poverty to a record low rate nationwide. Officials have said that these positive impacts could be modeled again on the state level. The governors of Virginia has already released a proposal for additional tax relief. It's just one component of the budget plan he hoped to unveil in a member to the General Assembly, which also proposes new investments in education, economic development, and environmental initiatives. The plan will also have to win approval in a politically divided government. Democrats currently control the Senate and Republican and Republicans have a majority in the House of Delegates. Overall, Youngkin is proposing an additional $1 billion in tax relief and over $2.6 billion in new spending commitments.
I became on a first-name basis. I just went to Jeffrey. And then we have Gene Rodriguez to be Assistant Secretary of Energy for Electricity Delivery and Energy Reliability. We're going to turn to that as soon as we get a quorum. But today we also have 3 witnesses before us to provide expert testimony on 15 bills, 1 resolution, and a discussion draft of the Nuclear Waste Administration Act. There have been huge strides made in the 117th Congress to support both continued operation and the expanded deployment of nuclear energy. But what to do with our nuclear waste is a nut that we have yet to crack, and it falls to this committee to address the back end of the fuel cycle. We're responsible for finding an equitable consent-based solution to storing and disposing of our nuclear waste. What's clear to me after 35 years of stalemate is that a new approach is needed. The Nuclear Waste Administration Act forms an entity that is properly funded and has the mission of working with communities and states to site, construct, and operate nuclear waste facilities. It opens up possibilities for us to move forward and find an environmentally and socially responsible solution to deal with our nuclear waste. This is a solvable problem, and I hope my colleagues will join me in working on it as we move forward, and I look forward to Dr. Huff's testimony on the draft, on this draft. Secondly, I would like to highlight Senator Casey's and Senator Braun's STREAM Act, which would ensure that abandoned mine land grants from the bipartisan infrastructure law can be utilized in the same way as grants allocated from the traditional AML trust fund to address acid mine drainage. For generations, West Virginians and coal communities around the country have done the heavy lifting that made us the world leader that we are today. These communities still bear the scars of those sacrifices. I'm proud to co-sponsor this bill because it will be a huge help in repairing the nearly 1,500 miles of AML impaired streams in my state of West Virginia alone. With the advancements that WVU has made in our ability to extract rare earth elements from acid mine drainage, cleaning...
Hearing you will inspire more veterans to do exactly what you're doing. Sign up.
Get ready for more stimulus checks from Congress. So President Biden is taking immediate action to push forward his Build Back Better bill through Congress, and the IRS has announced that 22 million payments have been sent out this month in regards to tax returns and stimulus checks. The tax season actually kicked off on January 24th, and the IRS has issued more than 22 million tax refunds worth about $78 billion. The IRS reported today that as of February 18th, the average refund was $3,536. Some tax experts predict smaller refunds for families who received the advanced child tax credit and borrowers who paused student loan payments. The latest filing season, the commissioner of the IRS said, "We urge extra attention to those who received an economic impact payment or an advanced child tax credit last year. People should make sure they report the correct amount on their tax return to avoid delays." The IRS sent about 7.4 million math error notices for stimulus payment mistakes from January 1st through July 15th, 2021, delaying refunds, and many people are still waiting for a resolution.